Alright guys, we are going to try this out. I'm going to read you guys the Stricker Ranch. These are ghost stories of South Idaho. So the historic home at Rock Creek Station, an early bustling stagecoach stop, has long been a haven for paranormal investigations. The house was built in 1901 by Herman Stricker and his partner, John Botzett, on a site that had already been a stagecoach station for more than 35 years. There is a small cemetery on the Rock Creek Station property, the final home to unlucky travelers who never made it to their destination. Some have seen shadowy figures there, and others have sensed a bustling presence of Herman Stricker's wife. You can visit the site from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but the best chance of seeing Miss Stricker or the other entities, get there early or late. The spirits seem to be active around dusk. We also have another funny one. That is Howell's Opera House in Oakley. Oakley is home to some of the most outstanding Victorian architecture in Idaho, and to ghostly presences at its old opera house. The Howell Opera House is still used today for performances and productions. The building was built by a man named for B.P. Howells, the first prosecutor for Cassia County. In his book, Ghosts of Idaho's Magic Valley, Hauntings and Lore, Andy Weeks writes, one time during a play, when the actors and actresses were dressed in cowboy attire, some of the cast members noticed an added person on stage. When it was inquired who the additional woman was, no one knew, and she could not be found anywhere afterwards. The next story we have here is the gravesite of Lady Bluebeard. And if you want me to look up any more of these, like I said, just go ahead and shoot information down below of which you would like to know more about. The gravesite of Lady Bluebeard. In the early 20th century, Lydia Southard's murderous exploits made major national headlines. She married 7 times, and 4 of those marriages made her a widow, a suspiciously high number. In 1915, Southland's husband, brother-in-law, and young daughter all died on a Twin Falls ranch just before his untimely death. Her husband had taken out a significant life insurance policy. Shortly after, Southard remarried and moved to Montana. There, her second husband died in 1918 after also taking out a huge life insurance policy. According to Mitchell Matthews with the Twin Falls Times-News, the county sheriff's department deputy led the case investigation. By the time they tracked her down, she was on her 5th still living husband and had been widowed a 4th time in 1920. They brought her from Honolulu to stand trial in Idaho. Southard was convicted and sent to Old Idaho State Penitentiary. She escaped in 1931 and was eventually released on probation in 1941, pardoned in 1942, and died in 1956. Lydia Southard is buried at Sunset Memorial Park in Twin Falls. The other one, this one is actually a really fun place to visit during Halloween because they set this up into quite the huge event. So this is the Albion, Idaho College. Rumors about ghostly activities have haunted the Albion, Idaho College campus since the 1940s. The state founded the college in 1893. Before it closed in 1951, hundreds of students had passed through its hall, and it seems some never left. The current owners, Trey and Heather Mortensen, told the Twin Falls Times-News that before they turned on electricity in the buildings, they could see lights emanating from its windows. Featured on the Travel Channel show Ghost Adventurers, the school attracted national attention too. Lately, the school is most famous for the haunted mansions of Albion. It is a uniquely terrifying experience created every fall for thrill seekers, guests. Actors in gruesome makeup chase and thoroughly frighten willing attendees as they roam the campus building. Hurry if you want to see the haunted mansions of Albion, because it's only available October through the first week of November. And again, like I said, if you guys want to know more information about these, please do let me know. The next one we have is Sidewinder's Bar and Grill in Murtaugh. In the book, The Ghost Hunter's Field Guide, over 1,000 haunted places you can experience, by Richard Newman, it details the Sidewinder's Bar as haunted by a poltergeist-like entity that turns the lights and the jukebox off and on. Sometimes patrons can hear a ghostly piano. Maybe this should be expected. The building has been around for nearly 110 years and has been occupied by many different types of establishments. Next little story we've got here is Get in Gooding. Designed by renowned architectural firm Torletti and Homan, the Gooding University Inn is a beautiful building built on land donated by Frank Gooding for a college the school ran from 1917 to 1941. But its landmark's history as a tuberculosis hospital in 1947. That thickness, the story around its hauntings. The 19,000 square foot building has attracted ghost hunters for years who hear disembodied footsteps and other scary sounds in its halls. If you'd like to seek out the spirits yourselves, visitors can book a room there. They're $65 to $85 a night. So if you guys want to hear more about some of those stories or some of those things, there are actually quite a few other stories and quite a few other things that are lined up. Halloween's one of the fun years that we have, or fun times of the year that we have. So leave some comments down below of some of the stories that you would like explained, or maybe some more stories that I haven't told you about that you have heard that you would like more or know more about. Thank you guys very much, and I hope this video turns out so that you guys can see it. Again, you guys have a wonderful and blessed day.